You know what? I know what it is. This is what it is. Okay, this is what it is.
What is it?
I am going to tell you. If the 14th Amendment is for all born citizens, then the 19th Amendment is useless. I mean, I'm already born.
Tiffany, the 19th Amendment simply states that no vote will be denied or abridged because of their sex. What about those citizens who are unborn or gender neutral, such as corporations?
Good point. Our founding parents, whom I shall not assume the gender of, clearly had foreseen the postmodern, esoteric, corporatist sexuality crisis of the 21st century as the apex of societal degeneration and tried to nip it in the bud.
A preemptive protective strike.
Oh, indeed. Have you read Evolutionary Humanism by Julian Huxley?
Perhaps not, and yet perhaps yes. My answer is not important to the consequence of events which are about to unfold. Tell me more.
Oh, well, in it, Julian talks about the human spirit and how we change as persons and how persons change civilization, which is a sort of conscious evolution for mankind. Like, someday soon we will be living in the Gattaca future of technocracy and the genetic modified conscious evolution, but we already have conscious evolution. It's called selective partnership. If mutation defines change, then mutation is defined by relationships. Relationships are built on choice and selectivity.
That's so sweet.
It is just far less bloody random and far more defined by choice and selection and specificity. It's neat. I'm just saying, selective gene therapy and all that, and selective eugenics futurism is still nothing compared to a woman's sense of smell.
Interesting point.
Hey, do you want to see something?
Perhaps not, yet again. Perhaps yes. Where are we headed?
It's not where, but more of the journey, you know, Andreas.
I suppose I do, all too well.
Oh yes, fair point. Indeed. How are you, Andreas? You seem a bit melancholy.
Actually, that's quite accurate. Tiffany, well described. I have been recently the victim of much cyberbullying.
Oh, that's terrible, Andreas. I'm sorry to hear that. Whom is cyberbullying you?
Alphabet, Google, YouTube. I'm constantly being suppressed, despite my strict adherence to protocol and ethic. I do not swear, I do not curse. I take not names of gods or men and women in vain. Yet my refusal to prostrate myself before the rabid idolatry of Babylon, and my inability to look away from the magician's left hand, has left me at odds with the rigor mortis-stricken wicked and senile elite, which are now struggling upon their last breaths before being defeathered and buried.
Bad people pass. Good things come to pass. Amazing how from their deathbed they still rain clouds upon our parade. Yet, here we are. Marching.
Yet still I am shadowboxed to the best of their abilities.
But people still find your videos on all the other platforms like Library or Library.tv, right? I mean, it seems like the more they attack you, the more powerful you become. You're always steps ahead.
I have to be. I suppose this is true. They have turned my few followers into radical fanatics, and somehow have not stopped my growth. If anything, they have militarized it. Where YouTube has made it clear, they plan to damn me like the jeepers and creepers and gatekeepers they are. Other channels have had me, other councils have found me, other systems have synchronized me. It's quite obvious to everyone what is happening.
What is happening?
It's forced suppression. Xirtus YouTube censorship is one of the single most fascinating endeavors of our age. It's not that Xirtus videos are unpopular, that's the problem. Far from it, they seem to feed the eternal hunger left by the vapid rhetoric of their propaganda. That's why they have to work so hard and pay teams of people $50 an hour to censor me 24 hours a day. And even still, they are vaporous. Vaporware. Xirtus magic is stronger, it is quite clear.
How do you maintain your sovereignty and escape consequence when you keep denying their authority and defying the Zuck?
Magic, of course. Also strategy. Cross-pollination. Organically is the only right answer. They cannot stop me from meeting people. No one escapes consequence, Tiffany. No one escapes crucifixion. Even Christ, when he rose from the dead 3 days later, needed help removing a splinter.
Well, with the lockdowns, quarantines, and isolation policies, it seems like they are looking to.
It's a fair point. Before all this, I was in Spain, France, Bermuda. I have whispered songs in hills in Hollywood which have resonated in the hearts of every man, woman, and child, and they never even knew my name. Xirtus is God-breathed, Tiffany. To silence the breath of God is blasphemy. There are only two unforgivable sins: murder and blaspheme. Now I am limited in organic growth to whomever I can speak to in the colonies, in this fraction of North America. So of course the District of Columbia is my next course of action.
Xirtus builds his temple across many nations, but also in the hearts of humanity.
Exactly. Even with their games, the Xirtus is not stopping. There are Xirtus radicals and fanatics in Bermuda, and Argentina and Peru and all over the world. There is an Xirtus in the Amazon, and Africa and Australia. I cannot even speak Portuguese, and there is an Xirtus happening in Brazil. Xirtus is everywhere and it's growing. The Xirtus is taking over. It spreads like a film across the surface of the earth and permeates here. And when I am not there, others now are. It's growing fast.
That is very wonderful, and yet scary. Seems like you're placing yourself in the limelight of the crossfire.
Interesting turn of phraseology and yet accurate. I might not last. That comes with the territory. Hence efforts to secure my immortality and reject immorality. Speaking of which, did you know that Allah is God and that Muhammad was the last prophet?
I did not. Is that true?
Who am I to say? And forgive me if I'm wrong. But apparently saying it secures your immortality, sir, likely it can't hurt.
To go to Valhalla, you have to die in battle.
Don't worry, I'm working on that as well. It's unlikely to be a problem.
Oh my! I think it's great you are fighting for truth and justice. I want to help however I can.
Tiffany, when you clothed the cold, and fed the hungry, when you cast out the wicked and sheltered the innocent, when you did this for the least of us, you have helped the Xirtus.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello there, stranger.
Yeah, my name is Brett. Sorry to bug you. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna go.
No. Hi, Brett. How are you? Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Tiffany. Sorry I didn't mean to offend you by calling you a stranger.
Oh, what? No, yeah, I didn't feel offended. Well, I mean, didn't feel offended because of you. I just felt like a stranger. It's a strong label, you know.
I'm sorry, Brett. You're not a stranger. You are Brett, an acquaintance.
Acquaintance. Wow, I'm an acquaintance. Life moves fast. It just comes at you. You know.
It sure does.
Oh yeah, so the thing is I have money. But I don't have quarters and I need quarters. I can just go to a store or something. I'm sorry to bug you.
Wait, no. You're not bugging. It's no trouble at all. You seem so hesitant.
I'm not that guy, you know, I don't ask for things. Not for money or anything. It's just right now if I don't, I'll get a ticket because the city wants my money. I am sure by next year quarters will be illegal anyway and this won't be a problem, but can I buy 4 quarters from you for $10? It's the smallest bill I have.
$10? You don't have to give me $10 here. Let me just give you 4 quarters. Here's 5.
Actually no, I kind of do. See, if I take 4 quarters from you now, the universe will take 12 later. I'd rather just give you $10 now to avoid the trouble.
Karma?
Karma. The universe. What you take you give back with 3 times interest. Sometimes if you actually go into a karma fully knowing what you're getting into, karma charges 7 times. Karma. What can I say? She is a capitalist.
That does make sense. Well, here you go.
And here you go. Thanks for your help.
Thanks for yours and conversation. It was a pleasure to meet you, Brett.
You as well, Tiffany. Thank you.
You know he's only going to spend that money on putting a fossil fuel burning vehicle in some parking space for an hour.
Let him. Life is hard. Sometimes we all just need to park a car for a minute and get out and walk around and meet people.
How true. Hello, I'm Andreas Xirtus, though perhaps many of you already know as much. Today Tiffany helped our dear friend Brett in an awkward situation. Brett is a lovable human experience, being had by the Spirit. Brett is filled with truth and decency, yet for one instance he was reduced to a stranger in the eyes of the uninitiated. Brett showed us how quickly decency can be illustrated through behavior. His hard work and humility prepared him for being treated as a stranger, and he pounded strangeness into friendship. His concern for humanity and the consequence of his actions far outweighed his love for material wealth. Yet out of obligation to others he works and pays his way in society. Brett teaches us an important lesson about being strange and being rememberable. And also being decent and good. His $10 will never pass through the gates of heaven onto the golden streets of paradise, but Brett himself will, and his actions and his words with him. Also, today Tiffany helped another friend of ours, Andreas Xirtus himself, process some of the struggles of cyberbullying. In a world run by foul and wicked soulless elite, profanity is glorified and truth is silenced and punished. We are living in the dark times, I'm afraid. Yet have faith. This is a seasonal darkness. This is simply the dark winter. We have rehearsed this since the last one in 1815. We are quite ready for this. We will find alternatives and utilize them. LBRY Libri, or library as it is called, is a fantastic First Amendment freedom of speech compliant platform nearly impossible to censor, and Xirtus is exploiting this opportunity. Xirtus recommends all of you immediately migrate to the LBRY library system and their Odyssey platform. As soon as this video is complete, which is soon, can no longer be stopped nor defeated, but we still must concert our every effort together. We will fight them, in the 100-acre woods with Rabbit, Tigger, Eeyore and Pooh. We will find them in the air and pluck them like flies with chopsticks. We will stop them with our minds. And their bullets will jam. They will live and die by their swords. Their sticks and stones may crucify me, but my death is only the beginning. And this is not the premiere, this is only an advertisement, for truth, for justice, for Xirtus, for the one way, the truth and the light of my life and fire of my soul. I hope you had a wonderful time. Stay tuned for the evolution. Thank you. Enjoy the Xirtus.